the manure. You could look at the manure mod, some of the manure selling mods, and see if they allow it. If you're feeling brave, you could try and modify the code so that it also allows you to sell, or modify the mod in so that it also allows you to sell digestate. What am I doing? Pressing buttons at random. That is lowered. That is turned on. Oh. Current spray rate 300. Let's turn it off. Alternate seed, yes. Sugar beets. Now what? Ow. Right, increase spray rate, decrease spray rate, M and K. Okay. Okay, it goes up to 800, down to 100. Let's go 250. That's fine. Turn the help desk off. Nope. Lower that. That is kind of heavy, but we're okay for now. Let's drive. Yay, drive. So, our first attempt at using something from the Kvernland DLC. Now, I could have gone for the 12-foot one, but that would have meant having to fertilise the field again, which is no great shakes. I mean, obviously, we've already done oilseed radish, we've already done the digestate, and now we're seeding and fertilizing at the same time, so this is all good. You know what I should do is that mine strategy, AB straight, set A, keep driving straight. And hopefully set B. Is that 30 feet? 9 meters is 30 feet. It's auto width. Offset. No offset. There we go. And we drive to the end of the field. Lift it up. Oh. Back up. Sorry, again, been a while since we've played with GPS guidance steering, so might take a little bit to get used to this again. But we're all good here. And this looks like it's working okay. Again, yes, but it's kind of the same with a lot of things. I mean, it's like the manure mod. It's a really great looking mod, but some of the equipment doesn't play with it, and I can see it becoming a pain. I mean, one of the things I find a pain is the fact that I can't do the auto refill of the slurry tank from the BGA Digestate tank, which was something that you were allowed to do in 17. Now that's not because I want to cheat, it's because I want to be able to reverse into my Land Rover and break it. No. I want to be able to set a worker off on doing something and just leaving it run. And what a lot of people have kind of figured out is almost don't use your manure and slurry direct. Take it to the BGA and sell it there so you get money, and then use the digestate that generates to fertilise your fields for free. Because you can make more money from manure and slurry sold at the BGA than you save using it to fertilise a field. Because the problem is with manure, digestate and slurry, it uses a lot of product when compared to liquid or solid fertilizer. And it's not always the cost of what you're using. It can also be the money you didn't make if you try to sell it. There is a similar argument for pig food. Pig food costs a lot of money, and you're probably not going to make much money on pigs if you're using pig food to feed your pigs. However, you lose more money feeding your crops to the pigs than you... If you bought a pallet of pig food, it maybe would cost you 90% of what you could make selling your corn rather than feeding that corn to the pigs. So it's actually better to grow arable crops and sell them and buy pig food from the proceeds than it is to grow arable crops and feed them directly to the pigs. So similar with manure and slurry, sell it and then sell it at the BGA and then use it. Use the digestate from the BGA to do all your stuff, all your fertilizing. Why are you going that way? Go that way. Thank you. I didn't look at the temperature. The temperature is now 6 degrees. I think sunflowers were 7, if I'm not mistaken. I could set that on cruise, and we will pull up. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, sunflowers are 7. So we're still a little low on temperature for sunflowers. Although it's 6 degrees today, and it is still very early morning. The sun is right over there. Again, very nice. Very nice. And I don't think this map has the enhanced anything, you know, clouds and stuff. Lift. But they're still very atmospheric. Reverse back that way and into the tree and break our planter thing. Well, I guess I've got until the end of this field to decide whether I'm going to do sugar beets in that other field on the other side of the road. I'm seriously thinking it might be a good idea. Beets are worth a lot of money. They're also hard work harvesting them. How are we doing on seed? Should probably yeah, we should probably stop at the end of this row and refill the seeder. Fertilizer's doing okay. We haven't used nearly as much. Oops. Okay, turn that off. Turn off the... Oh. Turn off that. There we go. Turn around. Turn on that. And stop right about there, and let's go get our Fent. With the remainder of the seed that we brought with us, we might need to go back up to the yard and pick up the rest of the seed. I was kind of hoping it would last longer, but oh, hang on, no. I think 700 litres is about a complete fill for the seeder, so we might be okay. And of course, this is really not the way to fill this, because you have to put the seeds in each of those little seed containers over the planting heads, and obviously something like this is not great. The little bags, you empty a bag in each one and you're good. But, anyway, that's full. We'll continue doing this. Turn it on, turn it on, turn it on, turn it on. Let's turn it on. That's lower. So we'll do this manually for this row, or for this fill. We'll top up the seeder with what's left. Should we do that? Well, we'll go till until we're about 50% seed on this. We'll top it off with that pallet, and then we'll take the Land Rover and the Fent back up to the farm and get the rest of our seeds. It looks like we're going to need all of them. Not a very big seeder when it comes to volume of seed carried. Fertilizer's great. Fertilizer's going to last me all day. but the seed isn't. Okay, lift. Not sure I'm supposed to reverse over the seed bed, but kind of too much hedge in front of us. Steering wheel turn too much. There we go. So yeah, we'll run down up and down here till we're 50% full. And set it off on a worker and fix what breaks later. Yay. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's midday already. I didn't realise that. And yeah, and the other thing with the Millennial Farmers map is it's all to the well and good having a grain dryer and everything else, but you can't harvest wet grain. So it doesn't really help as far as the game goes. Yeah, obviously. Obviously, if the map was changed such that you were allowed to harvest wet grains and stick them in a dryer, that would be a great selling point on the map. But yeah, all the grains you harvest are going to be dry anyway, because Farm Sim doesn't let you harvest wet stuff. But you can cut grass wet. I'm still not entirely convinced tedding. See, at the moment we have damp ground this morning, but it's not something that really affects seeding or what have you, and that's because of the morning dew as opposed to anything else. Lift that, turn that off. There we go. And that's on. Drop that back down again, and we are at 63%. So maybe end of this row we'll top her off and run the seed supplies back to the yard to get the rest of them. Okay, here we are again. Stop. Lift. Turn that off. There's not a lot in here, so oops. Okay, we're going to go mic off for a few minutes. Okay, I'm back, and yeah, we're having fridge issues and nobody's repairing fridges at the moment, so it looks like we're going to be making an unscheduled visit to a shop that sells refrigerators. Drop that there, back off, fix the pallet forks and go and get the other one. So this tractor with a weight is working with the front forks, so that's a good thing. And that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Thing about this is it's so much easier to unload, and we just reverse straight out from there. So we do have a lot of solid fertilizer, so that's a good thing. Going to run down the back there. Don't know, I have a thing that tells me everything, so we'll get rid of that eventually. So that's all our herbicide, and it says fertilizer on it. That's all our liquid fertilizer, which I now want to use up. Good grief, we've got tons of it. And then this is all solid fertilizer. Yep. It's all solid fertilizer. So good, we've got a bunch of that. Didn't I have lime somewhere? I'll put it around the back here. Oops. Oh, we have a pallet of wool already. Nope. Maybe I used all the lime up, or maybe I mean, two options. I used all the lime up, or maybe it's all in the lime spreader. Again, let's just reverse into all the walls. There we go. Okay, so if we use, I'm fully expecting now to use up all of this seed. It's another liquid fertilizer. Oh, we could do some fertilization contracts and use up all of our liquid fertilizer, I guess. Though I don't have, no. Well, okay, I don't have a solid spread. I have a spreader, but it is big. It has big tires, so it's not a great thing to use for fertilizing crops, because we're just going to plow through the crops with the big heavy tires on it. I bought it as a lime spreader, and it's pretty much that's all it's going to be used for. But now that our seeders are using solid fertilizer, we are going to have to keep a supply of solid fertilizer in order to fill the seeders up with. But because of the way we're doing all of the fertilization work on the farm, we're really not going to be using that much in the way of liquid fertilizer. Oh, street sign fell over. So that may be a problem for us. I'll stick this over on this side so that we have access to it. And we'll park it there and we'll go and find this guy who has somehow ended up in the next field over.